We're going to change the subject of these four formulas to the pronumeral that's shown in the square brackets. So let's start with the first one. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to rearrange these formulas to make the pronumeral chosen or the pronumeral selected to be the new subject of the formula. Recall that the subject of a formula is the pronumeral that's on its own on the left-hand side of an equation. Okay, so let's have a look at the first one. A, we're going to make B the subject. So we're going to reverse or do the inverse of these operations, and basically we're going to migrate the pronumerals that we don't want over to the other side, and we want to have B on its own. Okay, first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to reverse everything, okay, because I want the B on the left-hand side. So I'm going to multiply both sides now by 2. Now you could do this in one step, but I'm going to show as many steps as possible to for the benefit of everybody watching. So first thing I'm going to do is I multiply everything by 2. So BH is equal to 2A. Why would I do that? Because multiplying both sides by 2 cancels out the half. Okay, and then we end up with the 2 on the right hand side. Finally, we're going to divide everything by H. So B is equal to 2A over H, and that's the new formula, okay, with B being the subject of the formula. Let's have a look at question B. V squared equals U squared plus 2AX. We want to make U the subject of the formula. So what I'm going to do, we'll again swap both sides around. Again, there's more than one way of doing this, and you can, you know, if you find a better way of doing this that makes more sense to you, by all means do so. Now we're going to move the 2AS over. Okay, so we have U squared is equal to V squared minus 2AS. Okay, so moving that over the positive 2AS, when you move it over the side, it becomes a negative. And finally, we're going to take the square root. Now, because we're taking the square root of a square, the answer will be a plus or minus. The solution will involve a plus or minus. So, right, therefore, I might just put it therefore there for completeness. Therefore, U is equal to plus or minus square root of V squared minus 2AS. Okay, for part C, what we need to do is we're going to need to multiply both sides by x plus 5. So we're going to have x minus 5 is equal to y outside of x plus 5. You'll see what's going to happen shortly. We're going to make x the subject of the formula here, but it's going to employ some kind of factorization with x's all on the one side. So let's expand the bracket. So x minus 5 is equal to xy plus 5y. Now what we're going to do is we're going to move the xy from the right to the left. So it's going to be x minus xy is equal to, and leave the 5y where it is, but I'm going to move this negative 5 over to the other side, so it's going to become plus 5. Okay, now I'm going to factorize the x on the left hand side. So x outside of 1 minus y is equal to, and I could factorize the right hand side, not necessary, but we could if we wanted to. Now we can divide both sides by 1 minus y, so x is equal to 5 outside of y plus 1 over 1 minus y. Okay, right, let's have a look at part D, and again same sort of basic idea like the others. What we'll do first is we'll probably swap both sides first. I was just thinking probably what might be the easiest thing to do in this case. So maybe 1 minus x squared is equal to y. Then what we'll do is we'll take the reciprocal of both sides. Okay, and that's basically flipping both fractions. Now y is a fraction. It's actually the fraction over 1. Okay, so in fact I could write this as y over 1. Okay, well, you would agree that y and y over 1 are identical. Now, by taking the reciprocal, okay, it just takes me one step closer to making x the subject, okay, and that's equal to 1 over y. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to square both sides. So 1 minus x squared is equal to 1 on y squared. Okay. Then what we're going to do is we're going to subtract 1 from both sides. So negative x squared is equal to 1 on y squared minus 1. Then we're going to multiply both sides by -1. Okay, so x squared is equal to 1 minus 1 on y squared. Okay, we'll just sort of go up to there. And then we'll take the square root. And because we're taking, again, the square root of a square number, it'll be a plus or minus answer. So therefore, x is equal to plus minus, okay, square root of 1 minus 1 on y squared.